We started off in a pinch collar, and for 5 weeks to learn all the commands on the pinch collar and the lead, 6-foot lead. And the first thing I had to learn was there's a lot more to properly correcting with the pinch collar and the proper timing. You don't want to be too early with the correction, not give them a chance to comply, and you don't want to be too late or the moment's gone. So that kind of surprised me how to do that. But because Watson had been through these classes, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad for either of us. But I just had to sharpen up on my focus. Then after that, after those 5 weeks, we went to a training collar. Watson, here. Watson, here. Here. There's my willful dog. What did I say? Come here. Come here. Sit. Sit. Here's his collar, finally. Here's his collar. Stop. There's his collar. And here's his controller. And his controller has a shock button, a shock level knob, a shock level knob, and this is like a long duration shock, which I never use. And then this is the one I use almost always exclusively now, is a vibration. That's like his hearing aid. When he's not listening, I hit the vibration to get his attention. Okay, so in this class, the first thing I did was you find the minimum level of shock that'll get their attention. You get them in a quiet spot, you turn it on to basically 0, push the button, the ears don't perk up, they don't turn their head a little bit, and keep going up until you see them sense something, and their ears will perk up, they'll kind of turn, you'll see it in the body language. And that's the minimum level, that's the baseline for correction. And then as I was instructed, I tested that on myself, and it wasn't even any more than maybe putting your tongue across a D-cell battery. You know, it was a little annoying, but it wasn't anything near to make you run home and cry for mama. So now we figured that out. And then how you train is you give the command off leash, and you give them a mild shock if they don't comply. If they don't comply, you give them a stronger shock. And I tell you, the first couple weeks were tough because he's off leash. He wanted to be a free dog. He wanted to do whatever he wanted to do. So I sometimes, I had to smoke him pretty good the first couple weeks. But we got the hang of it quick. And then we got to the point where I would use the vibration as the first warning to comply with the command instead of the mild shock. And in the second level was a mild shock, and then it got less and less frequent. I had to do the stronger shock. And it's always around people and dogs. They get him hyped up, I let him get hyped up, and he just completely loses his mind. All right, with the e-collar, we started off without distractions, indoor and in the training arena, and went through the commands week by week. And then toward the end, we started going around people, but not with people, and going through this thing more and more and more, just keep repeating our practice. And then finally, it was among people, just go in a place of business, remove the leash or drop the leash, and practice our commands among people. And it got better quick. He understood very quickly that when I give him a command, it will be enforced if he doesn't comply. It's his choice to what level he wants to take it to. All right, now the went live. Watson, here. Sit. About time. So went live, the things that are essential with Watson when we're around distractions is harness. He's got a really strong harness on. And sometimes he'll be dragging his leash. A quick connect for the leash. Sometimes he'll be dragging the leash. And sometimes he'll be off the leash. And when he's on the leash, Watson, lead. When he's on the leash, if I want to stop him, Watson, stop. I step on the leash, and he knows it's game over. So I don't have to pull on him, I don't have to tug him. He just feels that thing go tight, and he knows the party's over. And then another thing is if he gets in a mess, especially around dogs and people, stop. I can take the leash, stop, and I can pull him back out of trouble. I control him. But then if things really go bad, stop. I can own, stop, buddy. I can own the dog. I can pick him up. I can take his feet off the ground, and I own him. So those are the things that we really feel are essential in public. And now the other essential thing is maintaining situational awareness. And that's why doing a video like this is really tough in a public area while I'm doing it out here at the lake where there's no distractions. Because you have to, things happen so incredibly fast, and you're responsible. He's off the leash. You're responsible to know what's going on. And the things we have to watch for, number one, is people that are genuinely scared of dogs. We need to respect that. We need to make a big show of giving those people plenty of space and letting them know that we're not going to come near them. We're not going to be a threat. The second thing is we watch for people with little kids, because the parents automatically can go on alert when they see this dog dragging a leash or off a leash. And so I immediately put him in a down and ask if they want to approach him and visit, and that he's a very friendly dog. And if they want to, then everybody gets a lot of fun out of it. Him and the kids and the adults. You get a lot of great dog stories, you know, when people come and visit. You can always enjoy those. And if they don't want to visit, then it's fine. You just make space. You just put distance between you and themselves. Another one that's really annoying sometimes is that people want to go out of their way. People go out of the way to school you on the fact that you are a threat to them and society with this dangerous dog off leash. And of course, my first thought is, well, if he's so dangerous, why did you approach us to give us a speech? And the second thing, if you're really scared, call the law. But again, the first thing we do is we try to get distance. And the thing that really amazes me sometimes is that people will bring an aggressive dog in a public place. That's where this harness has come in useful. A couple times sometimes they've been in control of that dog when the dog just wants to fight, and other times the dog's been kind of stronger than the owner. So we try to read the body language of dogs when we meet them. The last thing is leash laws. A lot of places have leash laws, and if you're really cool, it's no big deal. Other places, you know, they're gonna enforce it. Here comes somebody with a dog now. They're going to enforce it. So either comply with those laws, and if we're going to comply, we'll use a 30-foot lead so he has a little space to play. Otherwise, just stay away from those areas. Now, the great thing about off-leash, number one, if you're visiting with people and leashes start getting tangled, feet and leashes start getting tangled, I just drop the leash. Then we can square away everything and go on about our business. The next thing is, he gets a lot more exercise. Like I've walked a couple hundred yards maybe, and he's been back and forth, and when we're out on a real walk, he may go 2-3 miles when I've gone a half mile. So he gets to cast around at a great time. We have a lot of woods behind the house. He can go charging back in those outside the invisible fence kind of whenever he wants and run around, and we know he's gonna come back on command. And the last thing I said a little bit a minute ago was he gets to meet people, and you get to see dog stories, and he gets to visit, he gets to drag his leash, and he's got a favorite store we go to, and he gets to visit with the employees and run around, and it's just awesome. So if I can pull this off in this wind, here's what we get with our dog being off-leash obedient. Here's Watson in the woods having a grand old time. Here's Watson at this lake, practicing his swimming and his fetching. Here's Watson doing that great place command in the yard. And lastly, here's Watson at his favorite place in the whole world, having a good old time with the employees. So anyway, that's what we got with Watson. We got a cool dog that's free spirit. He's trustworthy. He's under our control, and that's what we've got for our money here. We got us a good dog.